Like, what was the battle you were facing? What was that like? And what was the transformation that came from that? Because clearly right now you gentlemen are doing a great job. From the outside, it definitely looks like the community is very healthy. On your side, you gentlemen are also launching collections, which are helping you build the project. A big reason why I was very happy that we were able to make this happen in the first place is the story you gentlemen had when we first met each other and before we started working together is one that's very common to a lot of NFT founders that I see out there, which is you guys had a project, great lore, great art, very unique in the sense where you guys were on XRP, but you were facing some challenges in the sense where you had some NFTs that were unminted. Maybe the community sentiment was not in your favor. And this is where we had that conversation together and we started working together. But before we talk about that, I want to know from your perspective as a founder, as two co-founders yourself, what was the position you were in? What were the challenges you were facing? And maybe before that, a very quick introduction of what is XParrots and what kind of inspired the project.
You can start if you want, Mark.
Okay, yeah, sure. So XParrots is a generative art NFT project. We're building on the XRPL, our native token that we use for trading with XRP. It's a fun, colorful, community-style NFT project. As you know, parrots are lovable by anybody who sees a parrot. They're in awe when they see them. They're majestic, and that's what we tried to do when we tried to create this project. We wanted to create something that had, colorful, vibrant colors. People can relate to them. You say something to a parrot, it can repeat it back to you, so they're very trainable. And that was our main goal, was to kind of create like an ecosystem wrapped around a rainforest. And what we had done was we also partnered with the Rainforest Foundation, which is a US-based charity, so that way we can donate some of our proceeds to them. So we actually created 5% on both our collections, our main collections, which is the X Chameleons and X Parrots, and 5% of both of those, we were able to use their logo. So we branded those NFTs with their logo, so that way they have a little bit more, I guess you could say, a little bit more notoriety with the Rainforest Foundation. Kind of a little bit more of a pleasing to the eye, and people can see it and be like, oh, wow, these guys have a brand that they're building around, and they're partnered with the Rainforest Foundation, which was pretty cool. And it was pretty much our main focus when we first started. I think our focus is a little bit changed since then. We're trying now to build our own ecosystem and kind of break free of the whole charitable aspect. And it just seems like it just wasn't enough, maybe excitement, or wasn't enough, I don't know what kind of word I'm looking for, but there wasn't enough want or need in the community. Everybody wants the hype, right? So we still
like people weren't buying into XParrots.
Well, they weren't buying into.
People weren't buying into it. Yeah.
To the donation, right? The donation aspect, yes. And colorful, what we're trying to do, forest sustainability and whatnot, and that's what NFTs are. NFTs they're hype based, so you don't necessarily want to try and build something that you think is a good thing. You want to build something, and it goes to show with our relaunch when we had partnered with Unfungible. Our relaunch was perfect because we had rebranded ourselves a bit, and we decided to go in a different direction. We still maintain the whole charitable aspect, but we don't make that our main piece of hype, right? We still do that, but we don't necessarily start off with that as our main focus to what our project is about, right?
I have to agree with that. Yeah. So my name is Miguel. I'm also sorry, Mark. Were you done?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, it's go ahead, brother.
Yeah, no, I wanted. Yeah. I think that's a perfect spot that you ended it at. So I want to continue with that. So yes, this is our first NFT project. We decided to go on the XRPL because we were already investors in XRP. We played golf every week last summer or the last 2 summers. And it was always talking about, investing in crypto, specifically XRP. We invested in Ethereum and Bitcoin as well. But our biggest bag, at least for myself, I think the same thing for Mark, is XRP. So we started thinking about, like, it's nice to be investing, but we want to be part of this ecosystem, build something within the ecosystem. And that's how we started thinking about what kind of projects should we start? Should we start a coin? Should we start an NFT? And we decided on NFT. And like Mark said, the parrots, who doesn't like parrots? And why parrots, right? So parrots are very community based, and NFTs, it's all about community. If you think about it, it translates quickly and directly into what we need to build in order to make this a successful NFT project, which is community. And again, because we didn't have the experience with NFTs, we thought having the partnership with the charity was going to be the main focus, the main driver that was going to, allow us to help out based on, the profits we made, and also bring in people who wanted to invest in the NFT project. And quickly we realized that, like Mark said, it's all about hype. It's all about, creating that sense of, I guess, excitement, and charity doesn't necessarily bring that. Not to say we're not paying attention to charity. We're still doing that. We still have our allocated NFTs with that logo that are specifically to be able to continue donating. But thanks to Unfungible, we were able to kind of tell our story and say, okay, listen, how do we rebrand ourselves in order to attract the type of customer that we are interested in targeting? I mean, we weren't even thinking about customers from different groups, until we got the understanding from you, Leon, and Kermit, that not all customers are the same. Some are looking for long-term investment. Some are just collectors, and some are just here for the flip, right? And then we had to kind of look at that and say, what kind of customers would appeal to our brand, to our NFT? And that's how we started really shifting the narrative in terms of what we stand for. Yes, we still have charity. It's in the background. It's something that people can still participate in. But our focus now and our driver in terms of how we appeal to customers has changed dramatically because of your help. So thank you.
Yeah, I'm happy you gentlemen say that. I mean, boots on the ground. What were the sets of challenges you were facing during that time in terms of you would go on Discord? What was the sentiment? What did you guys try? Was it working? Was it not? How much money did you spend or waste on marketing that didn't work? Like, what was the battle you were facing? What was that like? And what was the transformation that came from that? Because clearly right now you gentlemen are doing a great job. From the outside, it definitely looks like the community is very healthy. On your side, you gentlemen are also launching collections and that which are generating, which are helping you build the project. So yeah, take me through the sets of challenges and what was the transformation like?
Yeah, I think our main challenge in our community, I don't know how other communities are, how much more different they are, but we did find that there was a lot of people just swinging by for the quick buck, right? There wasn't enough people at the beginning interested in helping grow the project, right? So you know how it is. You open an NFT, you have to have people who want to help drive you. It can't be just the guys behind the scene driving it. You got to have some fanboys, I guess, on the project as well. In the XRPL, there was none of that. There was people coming in trying to infiltrate on free giveaways, the dumps that everyone's trying to get on and stuff like that, right? That was one of our main challenges when we decided that we were gonna break away from our art and not let art be the driving force of our project. That's when we noticed that we were able to push a couple more stones, down the hill by kind of rebranding how we look at the project, create stuff that's not really necessarily there yet. The XRPL, it's a very early ecosystem, so there was not very many things being built. We ended up creating a whole ecosystem where each NFT earns you traits, like trait value. So each NFT that you hold has a trait value aligned to it. Each trait that you have holds specific points. And we were the first ones to do that in our ecosystem, which created a big turnaround and big hype. And that was all from how we decided that we would rebrand. Step away from the art, even though I do believe the art is still pretty good. Like our 3Ds are really awesome. So art in our space is actually probably one of the better ones. But it just wasn't driving the project. So yeah, art was definitely one of our challenges. How to create the hype and try to get away from all the fake followers and try and hold some real fanboys in our community.
I agree. I think from my perspective, so when we first started the project, there wasn't even the ability to mint NFTs within the XRPL. So in order for projects to get around that, there was an IOU token that everybody created so you could sell and trade a token. And so before the minting capability was there, there was hype around the fact that, oh my God, look, when the minting is finally here and people are actually able to own NFTs. Wow, if people are buying tokens, IOU tokens, with this much excitement at this point, imagine when the NFTs are here, right? So then we spent a whole year marketing the project, selling IOUs with the promise that once minting is available, not with the promise, with the expectation that when minting is available, the hype was going to be there from an NFT holding perspective. I think the biggest shock that came not just to us, but to all projects within the XRPL is that once minting came and it was actually here, it wasn't what anybody expected. It actually decreased the amount of, I guess, buyers or the amount of excitement there was around the projects. So then we started asking ourselves, what the hell's going on, right? Like, why is this the case? Like, I mean, we weren't expecting this at all. Everyone was just expecting them. Not that we were expecting the moon, but we were definitely expecting more than what came about. And so we started thinking, what's going on with this? We need somebody from the outside to kind of look at us and say, what is happening here? And I think one of the things that we came across when we started talking to you, Leon, and Kermit, is the fact that since your point of view is not within the XRPL, it's from outside Ethereum, Solana, and your expertise is in there. You came from a blockchain environment where there was just volumes that were much, much higher than what we were expecting in XRPL. And you started seeing how like all the marketing we were doing within our project was just really based towards the people within the XRPL community, which was already very tiny. So it's like, you're trying to squeeze juice from a dried up lemon, right? And I'm not putting the XRPL down. I think it's still the quickest and the fastest and most amazing blockchain for NFTs, but the volume is just not there. So we just kept promoting to the same people we were promoting within the first year when we were selling our U tokens. Well, you can't squeeze juice out of anything, right? So then I think that's where we started rebranding, how to be able to come out as crusaders for the XRPL to other NFT blockchains and say, hey, I know you guys are, like your Ethereum or your Solana, but have you taken a look at XRPL? Have you taken a look of all the qualities that NFT minting and trading have within the XRPL? So we're talking about low transaction fees, quick transactions, and, a growing community that's still not there, but growing every day. So I think we started looking at it from that perspective, and that's how we attracted more people into our project.
I mean, building up on the point you were making, Miguel, the marketing switched from marketing to the XRPL people, to the XRP community, towards kind of onboarding new people within the XRP, teaching them, becoming their first time, pretty much.
Yes.
Teaching them how do you buy an
Exactly.
XRP, how do you navigate this space, man? Because I remember when we started working together, just getting to understand the XRP ecosystem, we had at some point to be like, guys, like, please, let's hop on a call and explain this thing to us. Like, how do you even buy an NFT on XRP? I know now it's a lot better. The new technology came up, but building on top of what you were saying, the way we were doing marketing changed. What were the results you started seeing from that?
So I think like the point you just made, we started getting a lot more customers saying, oh, this is my first XRPL NFT. Or people telling us in their comments within their Discord, I didn't even know XRPL had an NFT ecosystem. I mean, like, I don't know, like, I would have thought that obviously we lived in this world for a year and a half prior to starting minting. So for us, it was so obvious, right, that XRPL has the NFT ecosystem. But for people outside of this little niche community, they didn't even know NFTs existed in XRPL. And I think we're still having that issue right now where everyone's talking about what's going on in Ethereum, of course, Solana, and actually, and now that we're talking about it, even Bitcoin ordinals. They just have the popularity factor in XRP. I don't know if it's because they meant it to be like this. They haven't started marketing yet because of the lawsuit that's going on with the SEC. But with the changes in marketing that we've done, we started seeing a lot more clientele or I guess members coming in saying, hey, you know what? I didn't even know XRPL had NFTs, but, I think you guys are cool. How do I buy my first NFT in the XRPL? And that's what we started kind of like teaching them, okay, get the Zoom wallet, load it up with XRP, go to this marketplace, do this to mint. So it was a lot of teaching, but that's the one thing that changed. When before we were just talking to the same people that already had the familiarity within the XRPL, but now we are targeting brand new people coming in. And it's, it's fresh new members to the community, which then spices up the Discord communication. People start seeing the hype around people coming in. which then actually helps grow the project.
Yeah, I think one of the marketing strategies that you had mentioned to us was about getting into other spaces, raising your hand, speaking. I went on a mad tear, getting into almost every space I could try and get into, talking to everybody, raising my hand. Miguel, I see Miguel there a bunch of times too, and all we were doing is just getting on a speaker, saying hello, guys. Thanks for doing everything. We appreciate what you guys are talking about. Follow pretty much everybody that's on the list. That's there, like pretty much the first main page, and staying up as speakers so that everyone can see that you're participating in important dialogue. Same with the good morning. The good morning every morning, everybody. Someone says good morning back to you. Open a dialogue with them. Hey, how's your day? Keep that momentum going, and that's terrific part of marketing. It really helped. It was a great thing for us, and it pushed us along quite a bit.
And I have to say too, like the cleanup of our Discord. Mm-hmm. I know when you guys did an analysis around the way we built the channels in our Discord, and of course, and I think I remember you or Kermit stating that when you looked at our Discord originally, it felt like you were looking at a Discord from like the very beginning NFT projects where it was just like multiple channels, like something like, I think there was like 80 plus channels that we had. And the point you made was, like think about it, right? You go into a Discord, you want to see a community, you want to see hype, you want to see engagement. But if people are communicating to each other in 50 different channels, then it doesn't look like any one channel is really happening. So then we have to go through that, exercise of like, what do we really need to focus on here from a channel perspective? We reduced it to, I know the expectation was to reduce it to like 10 max. We were able to reduce it to 20 from over 60. There was just some, again, goes back to the fact that we're with the XRPL, there's some things you need to explain to people. So there have to be channels that are dedicated to education. But yeah, we reduced it from 60 plus channels to 20. And we focused then all the communication to happen in one main channel. And so then when you jump into that channel, it's very obvious that's the main channel for chatting for our members. And there's always communication going on there. So anytime somebody jumps, there's 25 plus messages of people coming in and out, just saying good morning, what's up, how's your day, happy Saturday, happy Friday, whatever it is, right? I think today we were talking about obviously the SEC suing Coinbase, right? Coinbase and Binance and Algo, and that was the talk of the town, right? So
yeah, big news.
But the point is, all the communication is going on now in a consolidated list of channels, which is good.
I'm a big fan of the Pareto principle, where 20% of things you do will yield 80% of results. In your case, gentlemen, for XParrots, what was the 20% of things that you did on the marketing? AMAs, Twitter Spaces, maybe the switch in marketing. What was the 20% for you?
Our 20% is definitely the spaces we joined and the good morning. That's our 20%. I swear to you, that was the bread and butter of the push to get everything going. I mean, we've seen a big uptick in mints. We've seen a big uptick in holder count. We've seen a lot more of community outside of the XRPL saying hello, how's it going? Good morning, parrots type thing. So that was definitely the 20% with those two things.
Yeah, I have to agree. Like, we were always doing spaces, but not in a focused manner, like the way we learned from talking to you guys. But then once we talked to you and we figured that, okay, let's just do as many spaces as we can. So I remember going into a few spaces where you did get a chance to kind of talk about your project. We had not a script, but we had a key points we wanted to cover about our project, not make it long, make it like an elevator pitch. And I remember like one time, multiple times actually, but you go there, you do your elevator pitch, you deliver it, and then you see 5 to 10 people joining your Discord, like within, that 10-minute period of you having ended that conversation. And it was like, okay, I heard you guys speak. I like what you guys are up to. They join our Discord. They start communicating with their members. And that was key, especially when I remember you guys specifically saying this, 1 + 1 in the NFT world does not equal 2, it equals 11. So that's how you add it up, right? So we were
so happy that stuck with you.
Yeah, 1 + 1 is not equal 2, it equals 11. And that's the way you have to think about it. So you get 2 customers or 2 members that are very interested in that, word of mouth spreads. And then people start joining from that perspective. And then once they're in, like, we do have a good community. We do have good art. We have good utility, and people know we're here for the long run. So, it's just a matter of holding on with us for the long run.
It's amazing. Happy to hear this. How would you gentlemen describe that we were best able to help you? So going back to the 80-20, what was that 20% of things we did that helped you yield 80% of results?
Okay, I'll take that. I think from my perspective is helping us to look at what we're doing from a marketing perspective outside of just trying to market to our own community within the XRPL. Our own community already knows about us. We were here from the beginning. We're OGs in the XRPL. I think when we started December of 2021, there were probably at most maybe 15 projects in the XRPL. Now there's, who knows, 250. So since we started at the very beginning when there were such a small amount of projects, everybody who came into the XRPL at that point knew about us because we were very active. We went on a lot of space at that point to introduce who we were. But then we never changed our focus in marketing from what we were doing at that point. And you guys came in and you said, okay, you guys are niche within the XRPL. And you already have the customers you're going to get within the XRPL. But we're only talking about, I think at that point, there's only 15,000 potential wallets that could hold NFTs. So 250 projects working with 10,000 NFT collections to market to 15,000 customers. Really? But we didn't see that as obvious. We just said, hey, how do we make our sales grow without necessarily thinking about it from that perspective? When you came in, you said, listen, you guys need to be the crusaders of the XRPL to be able to teach other communities and other blockchains about the benefits of what it is to have an NFT in the XRPL. So once we started thinking about it from that perspective, then our marketing changed. So then that's like Mark said, we started joining Solana Discord groups. We started becoming alpha members of other Solana projects or joining other Ethereum conversations. So we weren't just joining XRPL chats within Twitter spaces. We were going into, anything with Ethereum or Solana or Polygon or any NFT project that had hype and raising our hands and trying to explain who we were. Not necessarily selling, but just building those relationships. I think that was the main change.
Like Trojan horsing the other communities. Roll something.
Trojan horsing.
Yeah, roll something.
Trojan horses. Yeah.
Right. Roll something to the gate and let them let you in. And once you're in, try and steal who you can.
That's a good. I love this analogy. Okay, so the pivot in market, the pivot in communication. Anything else?
Anything you want to add, Mike?
I think there was a slide that you presented us with 3 different types of community that we can encounter. I can't remember what the names were and what they all look for in your project. I don't know for Miguel, but at least on my end, I do a lot of
that was net new.
Yeah, I do a lot of community talking and trying to go. I'm in like so many. I got so much. I'm so busy with all those different projects, trying to be in there and talking to all types of people. So I try to understand what all the people inside there are and which bracket they fall under the ones that you guys provided to us. So and then try to change my tone or the way I talk to people to try and make them feel like I am like them, and why we XParrots are good, what we're doing and how we do it and stuff like that. So trying to understand who the dynamics are of who's in your community or in other communities as well. That was definitely something that I took and I tried to build on.
Yeah, good point, Mark. Yeah, definitely.
Lovely. Perfect, gentlemen. So right now, I know you guys are working on a lot of new stuff. You've recently launched that little guerrilla marketing strategy with the XRP Moonbirds, XRP Birds.
XRPL Moonbirds, yeah.
XRPL Moonbirds, again, strategies to attract new community members. What's next for you guys? How are you guys planning on overtaking XRP, becoming the blue chip project and expanding from there?
Yeah, so we, like you said, about a month and a half ago, we launched the XRPL Moonbirds, which is a derivative project for the XRP. It sold out, it minted out. Again, we weren't selling it for a large amount of XRP. It was more of guerrilla marketing tactic, which actually has brought in maybe 650 new community members to our Discord. Right? People who...
And community is good community.
Of course. And so I think it goes back to that idea of, okay, so within the XRPL, XParrots are recognized, they know who we are, but outside of the XRPL, they don't know who we are. So we bring a derivative project like the Moonbirds, which we are legally allowed to use because it is a CCO project, and it brings it. Now all of a sudden, our client, our community, our potential community, is much larger than the XRPL. And the idea we have seen now, they come in because of the XRPL Moonbirds, because they like the art. They know the art is very popular, obviously. And as they enter our Discord, then they start getting interested on what we are giving as XParrots and XMillions, and they say, hey, what's this about? So then they start getting their XParrots. And the one thing about XParrots and XMillions is that if you hold any of the NFTs, we have a utility token that we reward holders on a weekly basis. And those utility tokens you can use, you can either sell it for XRP, or you can use it to mint additional NFTs, either XParrots, XMillions, or the 3D rare versions of our NFTs. So once people start getting accustomed to what the ecosystem has, they realize that we're not just about that guerrilla tactic, which was a way to kind of bring them in, but there is substance within our project. There is a community within our project. So in terms of the future, we are almost minted with the XParrots. We're almost minted with the XChameleons. And we have another 3D collection of 100 NFTs that's going to be launched in July, I think end of July. And so that point of being able to consolidate your earnings that you get in utility from your X-Ray tokens is to be able to purchase one of those super rare 3D NFTs, which look amazing, by the way. And that also rewards you with additional X-Ray. So it's kind of like a continuous loop where the more you hold, the more you earn, the more you can get long term.
Yeah, we also have plans to the ones that for our project holdings. We have XParrots and XMillions in our project holdings. We do have plans to burn those to try and reduce our amount that's on the blockchain, and try and bring a little bit more value to the guys who are already holding, like the community members and whatnot. So we have that going on as well. Yeah, I'm excited for those 3D chameleons. I don't know if you've got a chance to see those, but those are, and like I said, our art is really nice. I mean, we have some really good art. The parrots, the chameleons, the good and the bad, the 3D parrots, the 3D chameleons. I mean, everything looks really sharp. I guess probably maybe one of the best on the XRPL, but that's not what drives the NFT project, unfortunately, anymore. The art utility is long gone. It's more of the hype and the new things and the earnings and what can you do. I think Web3 is getting a little bit spoiled, unfortunately, in this space. Everyone's a little bit spoiled and everybody wants more utility. What can your piece do for you type thing? What does it give you? Does it give you, access to a club? Can you order Wendy's with it and stuff like that, right? So
how Burger King? What if I like Burger King?
Right?
Taco Bell, McDonald's.
How many burritos can you get with this NFT?
Yeah, I mean, on a closing note, I'm typically like very against derivative projects, going back to the idea of the XRPL Moonbirds. But the way you guys use it, because you guys use it within an existing ecosystem, and it is an art that is CCO, completely legal. You guys used it perfectly. So like kind of saying that for the project founders that are going to be watching this video, like, do go out there and create a doodle derivative and make that your project. No. That won't work. But the way these guys did it, like, go study the ecosystem of XParrots, you'll understand kind of what they did, and it is worthy of a case study. And with that, gentlemen, for the people watching on Twitter, XParrots, I'm going to be dropping a link in the video, Discord, and good luck figuring out how to mint an XRP NFT.
It's much easier now. You don't have to worry about buying an IOU token. Yeah, now you just go to the marketplace and you buy it. That's it.
Exactly. And we're there to help. Anybody who's got any questions, just swing by and we'll be able to help you 100%.
Amazing. Yeah, Mark and Miguel will be there. And do let them know that you're coming from YouTube, so we can also have an idea.
That'd be cool.
Where it's coming.
Actually, if you let us know that you're coming from this video, we have a nice little gift for you. So just mention Leon, mention Unfungible, mention Kermit, and mention that you saw this video, and we have a little gift for you when you come into our Discord.
If I go on the Discord and I say I come from...
Hey, you're welcome. It applies to you as well, my friend.
Amazing. Mark, Miguel, you gentlemen are gems. I really appreciate you guys. And it's an honor to having been part of your journey.
Thank you so much.
Well, we're still here, and we'll continue going to your weekly meetings where we get so much information. It's been an honor too meeting you and getting all that information. You really kind of shifted our focus of how we used to think, and we like where we're going, and we're very excited for the XParrots and the community.
Amazing. Lovely, gentlemen.